Viele sagen, dass es mir schlecht geht, echt nicht. Doch ich sag dir, Mann, die Zeit rächt sich. Echt, ich verfall total in Hektik, denn es ist eine andere Stimme, yo, die aus mir jetzt spricht. Und sie sagt, Bart, es ist so vieles falsch gelaufen. Du solltest diesen Alltag aufgeben, vielleicht bald mal aufstehen. Es gibt nur diesen einen Ausweg, denn sonst wird deine Zukunft für dich ziemlich scheiße aussehen. Die Schule war verkackt, das Leben war verrissen, die Euros waren zu knapp und die Gegend war beschissen. Die Jungs kamen jeden Tag und wir waren jedes Mal am Kiffen. Dass es so nicht weitergehen kann, hab ich eben grad begriffen. Und ich frag mich gerade noch, wohin das führt, als meine Kleine sagt, sie bekommt ein Kind von mir. Ich bin verwirrt, ey yo, was soll das noch werden? Denn in dem Moment zerfällt die Welt vom Bass zu Scherben.
I've got a couple of aliases. I go by Dear Johnny or Dee Dee, and Donnie Danger. And they kind of come from, when I was first doing art, I started out doing comic illustration. And so my name for writing comics was Mistress Dominatrix, which was really shit. And nobody was able to pronounce it when I actually started doing art stuff, like art shows and paintings and things like that. So I decided to change it to Donnie Danger. And yeah, D came from D for Donnie and D for Danger. And yeah, I don't know, I like that. It was a little bit softer. And then I've got a mate who I first met, the first chick I met here over in Berlin. She goes by Gio. When I met her, she was like, no man, we've got to give you like, you know, you got to have a name like George, you know? And so she just decided to go and name me Johnny. So basically, Dear Johnny has just come from that, and that's the one I go by at the moment mainly, but I still incorporate my DD. And that's my alias, at least, run down of that.
Arkham is a name that I've been using since I was really young, and I also use the same name, like to play music and everything, like the all artistic things I do, and it's really related to the comic that I really love, and it's called Arkham Asylum, and it's a comic about Batman, and it's a comic about all the bad characters of Batman all in this asylum, so that's mostly come from there, and it's also related to this Lovecraft writings. Yeah, everything, there's a lot of his stuff is in Arkham, and so that's where it comes from.
I was born in the 1860s in a very old and forgotten part of Berlin, the Republic of Seftenberg. This lovely place turned into a monarchy quite soon after my 6th birthday. Later, I became the boss of this whole queendom, where I still live with 3 of my magic sloths. You see, it's an ancient tribe, and my name was given to me in order to keep the family tradition alive.
Yeah, so you asked me better, like, who are you? Who are you? I'm Mimo. Yeah, I'm an artist, and Mimo stands for like my creations, or it's like a creation process, and it comes from the urban scene, like a tag name actually.
I'm from Argentina. I live in Buenos Aires. I'm not living in Berlin. I'm just here for 4 months. I come back and forth, like I did it a couple of times. It's an exciting city to be an artist. It's a very creative one, so I choose it as a place to create. I would say there's no typical day in Berlin. I'm always doing different stuff that just come up in maybe very spontaneous way. I do paint a lot here, and I just dedicate myself to it when I'm here. Just very focused on it, on the art part of the city. If I'm not painting, then I'm going to exhibitions or meeting other painters, just, you know, to have a little bit of input of what they are doing and how are they doing it, just to learn from them. But basically, there's not much of a routine. Everything is constant is my painting stuff. Like either I'm out painting or I'm painting at my place, but then there's no routine in it, and I think that's what makes me want to come back and back again.
I was born on the Gold Coast and I lived there for a while until I was probably about 18, and I moved to Brisbane to study fine arts. And that was really great, but after about 7, 8, 9, 10 years, I can't even remember how long I was there for, it got a little bit boring. And it's a really awesome place, but it's so hard to paint there because there's not a lot of legal walls. The government really don't like street art at all. There's no middle ground. It's all shit to them. So like if it's a tag or if it's a big piece that someone spent a lot of time on, they just pretty much say that it's all one thing. So that was a big push, a big factor of coming to Berlin. And I don't know, when I was in Australia, I was planning to go and live in Canada actually, and I got a ticket here for 3 months just to enjoy the summer and see what it was like, just because I knew there was a big graffiti and a big street art scene here, and I just wanted to see it. And yeah, when I went to Canada, it was like, Canada's really lovely, but it was such a surreal culture shock to go from Berlin, where it's just this bustling mecca of art and creativity, and people here, well, at least the people that I've met have been so supportive. Each person is just, you know, it doesn't even matter if you're just starting out painting or you're not even painting or whatever, like everybody just helps each other out and supports, and it doesn't matter, and it's really lovely. So yeah, when I got to Canada, it was lovely, but it wasn't my scene. I really missed all the people I met here, and the lifestyle was amazing. And so I came back in December. I haven't been here since, and I don't really plan on leaving anytime soon.
I came from Italy, and actually I came from San Marino, which is a small country inside Italy, and I live in Berlin since 2010, so almost 2 years. 3 years actually, and it went really, really fast. I moved to Berlin just because I fell in love with the city. I just came here for doing a small exhibition. I saw this place and I just fell in love. Actually, I just came back, I packed my stuff, and I decided that it was the place to be for me. And I'm still thinking. I'm still convinced. There's a lot of inputs, and that was the main thing for me when I moved here, like the amount of art and the amount of amazing pictures and stuff that will be around me every day. It's like being bombarded with all this amazing stuff every day. I remember in the very beginning was also, at one point it was just too much. I couldn't draw anymore because in just a few months it was just this, so many information. I didn't have time to like digest them. And then I think I got used, like my whole body went, like it started to go a bit faster. And that's what I like the most about this city, and the kind of freedom of expression you can have.
I come from the graffiti, so I grew up with this toughness to it, you know. And I kind of, because of my art studies and all of that, I mean, obviously you're getting older, you're getting more chilled, you know, I always wanted to study art. It had nothing to do with that. It's like some people who are in the graffiti scene would like consider you to be commercial or something like that. But it's not this is not the case. If you're just like an artist and you just want to follow your dreams and you just want to do what you want to do, there's nothing to do with that. There are some people who still don't get the idea. They have their graffiti rules. They want to rebel against the system with their graffiti, but actually they are in their own system created from society, actually. You know what I mean? They are like, oh, you know, this is not the rule in graffiti because we have some rules in graffiti, but as you see it like that, there are no rules on the street. And that's what they forgot. It's about like going against the rules, creating your environment actually with, because that's actually what's supposed to be. It's like, dude, I don't like this gray walls. I want to put some colors in here because I'm sick of this gray rural place, you know, like. And that's why I started with colors. That was mainly my essential point, that I wanted to make it nice and beautiful. Not because I need to be everywhere seeing my name, which is more also a male dominating part of everything, you know. So like males really want to be everywhere. It's really like putting a mark, it's like making a pee in a corner like a dog, you know. So but like I totally have that drive too. I love making tags and stuff. But for me, aesthetically, to get a silver can and like just go big over something, just to be there, big and silver, is not for me cool. It's more for me essentially important. It's possibly because I'm female, to have an aesthetic factor to this. You know, like I want to have it nice. I want to have it colorful. I want to have it beautiful, decorative, and this is like where I have fun with, you know, so like helping the environment to embrace in their color and happiness, you know. So people pass by and they're like really happy about it. It's not like I'm passing by something and I don't really recognize it, but if you see and you get a message out of a positive thing, because there are people working every day, you know, they have a shitty life, whatever, but this could make them happy, and I got really cool positive feedback from that. So it is meanwhile it works out really nicely and I think it's fun.
The city is like a huge gallery, but like an open gallery, which somehow it takes art to another level, you know. It makes it open, it makes it for everyone, and I think it's very much appreciated. Not everyone goes to galleries, not everyone goes to museums, but you are in the street and maybe you can have and there's like a beautiful painting in the wall, and that's for sure making people's lives better. And I totally think that a city would be very sad with no paintings around, and it would be just like a blank paper. So to me it's a big thing, and I also think it's very generous just to go and put your art outside when you cannot gain anything of it, just for the passion or the love of doing it. Street scene in Berlin, it's very exciting and it's always moving, it's always growing. It's like productive, I would say. Like if you pass by one corner one week, there's an amazing artwork, then maybe you pass by the next week and there's another amazing artwork, and it's constantly changing. So when you go around the streets, you have to be like really paying attention to everything, because it's growing all the time, and yeah, I think like the street artists here, like they like to collaborate, and that makes the scene bigger, you know. Like they just keep growing and growing and changing, and I think it's very exciting, and yeah, I like to be a part of it.
Of course, I'm interested in great street art, but I don't really know the scene, because I was never part of it. I would feel limited in my expression, and the whole thing would go into a more group-related direction. If you want to be part of such a scene, you have to take a position for something and against something else. It feels like everybody wants to have his own slice of the cake. There's a lot of enviousness and competition, which I want to avoid. I'm confident that there's enough space for everybody, for those who really want it.
I mean, it's everywhere, and it's great. I don't think I'm at this point yet where it's just become immersed, and I'm immersed with it now. It's just, you see it everywhere. You see new things all the time. I love seeing them in the trains, in the U-Bahns. I love it. I love it when you see a fresh piece go up and you're like, you fuckers did it. Nice, well done. So it's a really awesome scene. That's why I'm still here.
I used to be really attracted to the city in the past, but because it was like kind of abandoned. It was a really like nice abandoned place, and now it just turned out to be a new New Berlin. It has a new face to it. It used to be, yeah, I mean, some areas there were like nobody living. There were some streets completely empty. Right now you have it's just all renovated and more people coming in every year. So yeah, I'm more interested in places which has these big playgrounds, because yeah, I'm like really like a big kid and I like to play and I like to explore, and yeah, so it's getting to the next city, I would say, soon. I must say it was the capital of graffiti of the world a few years ago. I mean, obviously before it hasn't been like this because it was divided, so one part even didn't have any graffiti. You must imagine. And then when the walls were falling down, like it just got bombed in like I don't know, in a couple of months, like bomb. The whole city was full. New crews popped up here and there. A lot of people came there. It was so amazing. I mean, I grew up actually in the west of Germany, and so I had like better graffiti skills in my school than like people in the east. Like people in the east just like kind of catched up while we were already like in the middle of this thing. So but there were really good crews in Berlin already, like back in the days, and there were like CBS just rocked it. They had like massive pieces all over the Berlin. Like wow, I was so impressed after this because it was more space than like a city like Frankfurt, you know. So we had like just like little spots to bomb, not like a whole facade of a house, because here obviously was war, so some houses were missing, and they just like had like put the other side. I mean, we had also, but like it was all built new very quickly. So like when I came from Frankfurt to here and I saw it's just all bigger and we have more abandoned houses and nobody gives really a fuck about it. Like every single house was tagged, every single door was tagged. Then we got like the sticker, we like discovered the sticker. It was incredible. Like we started like just stickering everywhere. We always had like a bunch of stickers just like prepared. If we were bored, we just made tags constantly on stickers. Then we were walking around putting the stickers up. The people left it there. Nobody really cleaned. So it was, for us, was great. And we had a little scene, everybody knew each other. And out of a sudden, I mean, obviously because it was so colorful at the end, it was the capital of graffiti, so everybody came, like a lot of street art tourism and graffiti tourism. Then we had the war with street art and graffiti, that like street artists are cheesy, graffiti artists are cooler, shit like that, like super stupid, but at the end it's the same. It's just a different medium to get like in the streets. It's the same how you call it, like drive to go out, you know, in a sense. Okay, the graffiti guys are more pumped up, they're more aggressive. Street artist guy are more the dreamer, arty-farty guys.
So I don't know when I really first started doing it. It's probably around about 18 maybe. So like when I left home, it's like when I was doing illustrations and comic book things, it's so isolated and you're just staring at one little piece of paper and you're staring at it for hours and it's just a very alone thing. And so I kind of just wanted to do them bigger, and I mucked around with different styles, different paints, different ways of doing things, and I just found that this like aerosol cans and this bigger space was something that fit well with the illustrations that I wanted to do.
Came to Berlin, I was at that time I was just painting at my studio, and I met a lot of people, but the people I met were all street artists, and somehow they just dragged me into the art scene, and I found it very exciting, and yeah, I decided to humbly be a part of it, and basically that was it. Well, when I was younger,
had a lot of friends that were like doing graffitis and stuff, and I started with the spray cans, just doing graffitis and never did lettering. I always like been stuck with a figurative part of it. But yeah, it was really just a lot of fun to go all night. And then I think I went to the university. I kind of stopped for a bit, and then I found the whole thing back again when I realized that by seeing the works of other artists mostly, that I could, I don't know, use the wall as a big canvas, like continue doing what I was doing on my papers or my canvases and just doing on the wall, and it would just be like more fun, just bigger support, and that's actually how it started again. And then around that time I stopped using like this the spray cans, as I would just go with the brushes, and it's a different technique from the one I use on my on paper or also on canvases. But yeah, I think I really see it as as we said last time, as a playground for like doing bigger stuff, and it's just the biggest canvas.
My dad had a stash of Mad magazines, so that real smart-ass humour and that real comic style is what I just fell in love with when I was a kid, and that's why I wanted to be a comic book illustrator. And basically, I really enjoy bright, popping colours that are eye-catching, and I like the characters to be a little bit weird, but not too creepy. I don't know, like, it's kind of creepy, but it's not intended to be creepy, it's just meant to be like a wacky character, and it's just most of the time something that reflects what's happening with me pretty much at that moment, or something that's on my mind. It's like, for me, a really great way of just getting whatever the fuck is in my head and annoying me, or like something I've just been thinking about, or some emotion or whatever, and just let it just burst onto the wall, which is really nice. I mean, like, this piece is clearly about the fact that I've got a pink eye at the moment. Not because I farted in my own face. I don't know exactly how I got pink eye. This is why I'm wearing sunglasses. So basically, like, this piece is just, you know, a random character that's been pink-eyed by his own fart.
Sefton works are inspired by this and that, club culture, party hedonism, and Seftonburg, of course. The Republic or Monarchy of Seftonburg is a place where little monsters took over power, colors, and the 3D. Seftonburg is the opposite of the polished and super-perfect advertisement and online world. There is no symmetry, no approach for perfection, and no rules. I have never called myself a street artist. I don't even consider myself an artist. This is something other people have to decide. People love to put me in this box, that's okay. But for me, this has no value. I just want to do what I like, and if it's in the streets, it's free enjoyment for everyone in a society where everything has its price.
If I have to describe my art, it would be an expression that swings between some naive or sensitive motives, but also with a provocative side. And sometimes I like it to be very edgy, and sometimes I like to be kind of very soft. And I find this like duality very amusing, actually. This is kind of a fun little piece, as mentioned, just to have some yeah, I don't know, like good vibes, you know, even though you can have bad or good moments, it's always fun. If you look back, then it's like a roller coaster feeling, which makes life pretty fun. And since the girl is in the sky, then she's looking at the big picture, and that's what I try to say. If you look at the big picture, then it's fun.
I like to draw kind of creatures, and then the story normally comes after. And I have it also with the comics, for example. But
I remember we were talking about that last time, and sometimes I just get stuck on something and I just keep on drawing not the same character but something similar, and they will probably keep on coming back until I don't put them in the right place. Sometimes I just have to draw a comics about something and then they have their own story, their own place, and then they leave me, and then it's fine. So when we did this wall, I just arrived here and I told the guy I want to do I need to draw like this kind of card. It needs to be like, you can draw whatever like animals you want. It will just be carrying the girl. And then he came back with this huge dog. And I think the whole thing looks really well because it's turn it into a bit of a fantastic thing. I remember like in the very, very beginning when I was drawing these weird creatures and stuff, and I remember this professor I really loved, and just asked me, it's really cool, it's amazing drawings, but why? Why this guy has no feet? And I said, I don't know, I don't give a fuck, I was just young and hey, I just like him to have no feet. And he was like, yeah, but just try to see and to understand, even if you don't want to tell it to the reader, you have to know why he has no feet. And I think this lesson, I just learned it like years after, because at that point I was just, what are you doing from me? And then I learned it a bit later. It's just that, and in this way you just create this kind of word or something that is behind, and there's no need to explain what it's about. I'm more into like having you wondering, where are these guys coming from? Where are they going? That's what I like. The kind of reaction I would love people to have with my stuff.
Yeah,
I don't want to tell you the whole story, how the story ends. Otherwise, there's no fun anymore.
First, I started like working subconsciously, so I never really had a purpose on like being aware of what am I producing, or when I'm even at the wall or something. I wasn't like, I know exactly what I want to do. So I was really channeling something. That's totally right. Like I was channeling, and especially the walls telling me something already. It's like getting into really another dimension and projecting this vision into the wall. And it's the same with like all of my artworks. Actually, it's also like when I make a painting or a drawing. Especially with the drawings, I mean, it's always like a quick thing, but at the end it tells you something a lot, and sometimes I see myself like more as a messenger in some sense. Especially with that one wall, this is like a perfect example for that. I just let myself tell something, and for that time it was a very big message to spread out, and it's really a portal into the other dimension, or into the next consciousness. And I mean, obviously, about consciousness, I could tell you hours about it, like about how we should change our perception, and how we should more love each other, communicate with each other, and see that we're like one race and not like all different people, and with our needs and stuff. I mean, it's quite difficult in the city as well. It's very egoistic vibe about people and sharing, and that's why I mean I like to share my artwork. That's like one reason why I'm putting this medium out in the streets. It's because I love to share this with people, and this is what I can do. This is the only thing how I can share my love with people in that sense. So,
my family has been nothing but lovely about it all. I mean, my mother, oh God, my mother. There's still things that I do in my life that she will not understand, like getting tattoos and, you know, doing street art and stuff like that. But she's gotten really cool about it, and they're really supportive. They love that I'm doing this stuff. And actually, they're coming over here in a few weeks, my mum and dad. So I'm really looking forward to showing them Berlin, and like maybe even take them out on a mission to one of the places like here, but I don't know how much they'll enjoy trekking through that to come and see, but they might. I again, nothing but support, and I think I'm very fortunate because I don't think a lot of people do have that. Not necessarily everyone, but like, you know, it's just great crew of people, and their reactions to it, I don't know, they always usually giggle, which is good. Like, if they giggle, it makes me happy.
My family is very supportive, and they mostly support everything I do, and they just help me out in it. They think it's really cool, and I think they like to have like my parents, for instance, I think they like to have an artist in the family. So yeah, they react pretty well. My friends think it's really cool what I do, and yeah, they also celebrate what I'm doing, and the fact that I'm doing it in walls is even more cooler, let's say, like, because I'm showing everyone my art and not just specifically to a group of people and just putting it there, you know. So I have to say I'm very lucky on that side, because yeah, a lot of people is supporting me in this, and the fact that I'm a woman painting in the streets, well, I don't know. Yeah, there are not too many maybe, but yeah, I don't think they consider that fact. They just celebrate what I do, and they always like what I do, which is great.
For the first time of my life, really, I was here in Berlin, and I was doing a wall, a very big wall actually, and that was the first time of my life I had a rejection of these really, like, they were so fascist in their head. Guys, there were two guys came. There were two punks. Actually, punks supposed to be these alternative people, right? Who are revolving against the system, being like happy maybe when something gets colored. No, man. They were rude, and they wanted to attack that time my ex-boyfriend. They really wanted to attack him because we were painting there, and even, I mean, obviously the cops don't like it, but it's so rare to find punks to have such a hate against this, because one of them were saying that we were painting during the day and it's not illegal, you know. If it would have been illegal, it would have been, in his sense, okay, because then we were doing real graffiti. But because we were not doing it during the night, it's not illegal enough for him. That's why he had to attack us. So there were some really funny people around me. That was my first time I really had this response to a colorful wall. In normal cases, people are very, very happy, especially in poor countries. They appreciate it more, they give me food, and I'm very, very thankful for that. Wow, it's like the best. And it's really spreading love, and it was just like, they couldn't accept it. They couldn't accept love. Probably they experienced it more hate in their lives, so they weren't really like happy with this situation about a present, you know. I sometimes say that I'm giving this city a present of mine. It's not like I need to be there or seen or this. It's more or less like, okay, this time I wake up and I feel like I need to do a present for it. And especially when I'm traveling, I really enjoy giving new cities and places a present. The last one where the whole town made a feast. They made a fiesta, you know, was in Mexico, in a little pueblo. I was painting that poor lady's house, which was a really fucked up house. It was really ugly, and I just painted her nice, and they were so happy that the whole pueblo, we made a party. They made a barbecue in front of it, music, people came, and we it was like a exhibition opening, like an opening, you know. It's like great, we had so much fun. So this can also happen, you know, but like more in poorer areas and things. People appreciate things more.
I don't want gender to be a big deal, like the main deal, let's say. But of course it influences a lot. And I remember once I did an solo exhibition here in Berlin, and then a guy came to talk to me like a few weeks after, and he said, like, I was shocked when I knew that you were a dark one, because I thought it was the only thing. According to the thing they saw on the wall, they said you were a man. And for me it was like a big compliment, because I always try not to, not because I would love to, or to be a man or anything, but I like the fact that it's not about being a girl, you know. I love the fact that what I have to say comes to the people without necessarily, without being just a, it's not about that. That's my main thing. But then on the other hand, of course, I think it influences me a lot. If I look at my stuff, there's all the characters are, well, most of the time are girls or like kind of creatures that I was, like, I don't think it's just because I really enjoy growing boobs. I think it's just, there's something more than that. And I think it comes out. What I try to do every time is just to, I try not to think too much about what I'm gonna draw or what I'm gonna express with with the final pictures. I always try to keep it as fresh as possible, so like to keep the original impulse that I get, and then I try to maybe think about this kind of stuff later. That's why sometimes it's also funny to stop and think about. It took me like months to realize, and then I said, yeah, actually they're all girls, like they're girls, I just draw girls, and then, but it wasn't that clear to me at that time. So I think there's, being a woman is a big part of my heart, even though I'm trying to keep it in a way separated, you know. I think women have a different kind of sensibility. That's also probably what makes it different, and a different way to see, to look at stuff. It's just a different point of view.
I don't have any intentions to carve out my territory. I have no idea how my characters would look like if my personal chromosome puzzle had shown a different result. For me, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man making street art. On the other hand, some of the coolest street artists I have ever met are female.
Being a woman clearly influenced my art. I'm pretty sensitive. I think most of women are, like, we have a different, more special sensitivity. And among women, I'm pretty sensitive. So I do think it's clearly a feminine art, what I do. Yes, sometimes it's very sweet, sometimes it's angry, sometimes it's painful, but it's all coming from this very feminine way of seeing things, you know. Like, sometimes we can be really dramatic, and I kind of have fun on that, you know. I take that of myself and just make art with it. Like, sometimes I take it to extremes, and sometimes I'm like pretty shy, or I'm very calm as well, but all that sensitivity is just expressed in what I do. And clearly I mostly paint feminine figures, so they are talking as well as for women they are.
Now I have to say I'm kind of learning that I'm a female actually, and I'm very different to a male. It's because I was like really growing up with males, especially in the street art scene. So I always saw myself as equal, but from them I didn't get the equal sense, you know. So it's like they didn't saw me equal, and they never saw me equal. But I was always thinking I'm equal, so I had always like conflicts about my sexual things, you know, like they would have crushes on me and they would act with me differently, and I'd never understand it properly up to now. I mean, this is also very new for me, that I kind of now at this stage realize I'm really a woman now. I'm not a girl anymore, and when I was a girl I was like not like aware of that. Like, I was this kid, like, and I really wanted to just do graffiti, and that was all I wanted to do. And yeah, it is like really rare to find another female, and for me it was even like pretty much normal. I want to do it, so I'm doing it. But like for the society created in people's heads, it is rare actually to have a girl doing something which males are doing. You got this in particular sports, and you got this in some areas. I mean, obviously, even here in Germany, it's still like this. You're a cooker as a male, you get paid more. You're a cooker, female, you get paid less because you're just a woman and you're supposed to cook. That's the most essential thing. So yeah, I mean, I had weird experiences with the guys in that scene that I also, after a while, I had to make a really big step away from the whole scene and just start doing more my thing, because at the end it's not healthy for you if you have too much of this other thing, you know. It's very difficult. I mean, obviously, but it's also great to be one rare female to show that whatever you want to do, you can do. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. And I think this is also good to have higher consciousness to understand that we're like really one race, and we don't even have to make differences about female or male, you know. But obviously they, in their artwork, they're very focused and more dominating than females, you know. We females can always be more flexible. It's always like, there's always like another solution. We can always kind of find our way between that, whether the male is like, no, it's like this, and I want it, you know, it's like really like, pumped up, you know. But this is our society. It's like even male dominated. So, and then the poor boys get like born into this as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of waking up there to do. A lot, like everywhere, you know. Especially like in these cultures, like man-dominated cultures. So we have to wake up like everywhere that we kind of. Oh, also the females. I mean, they're supporting the whole game into that. I mean, why are there no girls like me? Ask them. Why are you not doing graffiti? Why don't you do that? It's like, ask them. I really can't give you the answer to that actually, because I'm doing it. So. I don't really know.
Since I moved to Berlin here, I got to know like a few girls who've been painting together as well, and I really enjoyed having other female artists with me. But I'm used to be like surrounding the crew out of just men, and I think it's also a lot of fun. Why? I don't know. It's just always like that in every kind of scene. The music scene is the same, and you don't have so many DJs. Women DJs. Or so I don't know. Maybe they don't dare, or they think that they cannot. I don't know. But there's actually nothing that, if a girl would just make you not able to do art on a wall, murals, graffiti, whatever you want to do. It's really not about the gender again.
I welcome every way of showing my work. Like, to put my pieces in front of people is what I want. The difference of painting, to me at least, the difference having my work in a gallery or a museum and painting on a wall is what I feel with both experiences. In the wall, I just want to leave something, like it's a rush sometimes, you know, just put some stamp out there and enjoy doing it, and interacting with people is like my favorite part of it. When people come and talk to you, and just you have the response of the people just straight away while you are doing it, and it's so much different from doing it alone in your studio, you know. So it's two different experiences. I love having works in a gallery, and I really enjoy painting on walls. But there are two different experiences to me. To me, painting on walls is just giving something straight away. I don't think about it that much. I just go and do it. And an exhibition, clearly, you have to think a lot about it and come with a concept, build that, and then, yeah, you can go and see what people think, of course. But yeah, I enjoy both of them. I don't have any particular view about galleries or museums, but they help artists. Okay, and it's a business, but yeah, they help us putting out work there, so I'm okay with both of them.
Actually, like since I got here, I started renting a room, like a studio room, in the back of a gallery. So I've been throwing shows and getting a lot of the people that I know through this kind of stuff to exhibit their works on the walls. Like, even if it's just painting it on the wall, or they've got other works, and I don't know, I think it's really great. I think it shows a lot of different kind of people your work, and you can bring it to them. I think a lot of people may disagree with that whole side of it, where it's, you know, it's street art, it belongs in the street, you can't put it in a gallery or something like that. But I don't disagree or agree with them in that sense, but I like showing people my work. I like showing people my friends' works, and that's pretty much it. It's more like a celebration of someone's talent than anything for me. Like, I don't really like the money factor of it too much.
I'm doing something outside because I have fun doing that. The same as I'm painting a wall inside, but as I say, I'm calling this presence for people outside, that everybody who's not even going to exhibition openings have like access to art. It's like a totally different aspect than to be seen everywhere, because different people use it to be famous quickly, to be seen everywhere. I mean, we got perfect examples how perfect it worked out for other people. So they have a recognizable logo and they paste it up everywhere, and that's actually the purpose. And I have a different coming out for that. Like, I have a different, how you call this? Different motive. Yeah, I have a different motive to spread my art. So, and that I want to be in galleries, making exhibition is obviously the goal as an artist. This is what all artists want to be. And I'm not considering myself, I'm only a street artist, or I'm only a graffiti artist just because I'm using a spray paint. I'm a graffiti artist. I don't like to be put in boxes or anything. I'm mainly an artist doing creative things, painting or whatever I want to do, because I like to do this project at this point of my life. So yeah,
I cannot see myself stopping. It's something I enjoy that much, and I for sure keep on doing. And what I enjoy the most is just the collaboration that I can do. It's like, I also enjoy like going and paint by myself, because it's a completely different feeling and atmosphere. But I really enjoy like meeting new people, and sometimes you just get this special relationship with some people and you just work together really well. I mean, for example, since I arrived here, like in the last year, I had this with the guy I painted before with, and we just went to paint together like almost every 2 weeks, because it was just, and then you reach a point where you don't even have to like sketch together. We just go on the wall and one starts and then the other one, and the things mix together. And that's the funny part, because I can draw by myself, and this I can do it at home every day, but like just sharing and mixing with other artists' ideas, and this is what gives me what I like the most about street art.
Right now, I have to say, I really feel it's already kind of dead. You know, same thing which happened with hip hop. There was this time where hip hop was super nice, and then that just worked out. And now it's I feel like with Berlin it kind of did it. it's like too many people are disrespectful to other urban artists. They always think that they're better than them. It's not what I also trying to say here. It's not like you need to think that you're the best and you have the right to be everywhere. It's also to respect each other. Before we had like kind of a more of a rule. We never went over people. We kind of trying to fit to the street, so you have an aesthetic factor in this scene. So it's like a street gallery, you know, a street gallery. Which now, if you go to some places, it's like overload, and plus we have the war with those poster people. The poster people are the most disrespectful people about the whole. They go over graffiti, they go over street artists, and they never stop. And because we got so many parties in Berlin at the moment, which wasn't like that before, so they will go over all the good spots anyways. So we have full of those spots, full of commercial posters. This is actually illegal. They don't have permission for doing that as well. Yeah, so it's getting really difficult to have good spots in Berlin right now. The graffiti scene kind of had a lack too. I see here and there sometimes fresh pieces, but more essentially those guys who are the biggest ones, they have already the best spots. So it feels like it's kind of dying, you know? It's in a sense dying in that way. And it started, I think, in general, the street art scene with this movie, Banksy and the, what is his name?
Exit Through the Gift Shop.
Exit to the Gift Shop. Seems to be like that, give it the rest. It's like over. It's like, even the people after this movie, I mean, they made their business and stuff, but after this movie was like, it's that simple to be a street artist. That's the secret. It's not interesting anymore. Why the fuck should I be interested in street art right now? So, but in all of this, I don't give a fuck because I'm just doing my stuff. I'm an artist myself, and I don't care what these men or women or whoever, dude, like being annoying about street art, whatever.
Fuck, I hate the question about planning. And you have to put that on the video. Okay, what are my plans? No, okay, wait. I really have to think about it. I got this as an accident, and I'm still seeing like the effects that an accident had in my life. I started appreciating it a lot and getting really fun of the feeling that it gives me. So it's kind of hard to explain how to plan on my future as a street artist, because I'm still seeing ways where this is going somehow, you know. It's to me, I'm just shaping it at the moment. And again, like, I'm an artist and it doesn't matter where I paint, I just want to do it. It's kind of hard to say what I'm planning out of this right now. I just plan to have a good effect on people, but that comes back, basically. My advice to other street artists, young street artists, women street artists, would be just go and do it. Like, if you feel the urge to do it, so just go and do it. Just take care of yourself and don't mess with people, don't cross other people, just go out with respect and express yourself. And yeah, you know, like having the joy of painting on walls. That would be my advice to them.
Don't worry, just have fun. There's so many people that get really frightened about doing it, and people, they're gonna be bad to start with. I mean, I was shit when I started, I'm still shit. Like, you know, I learn something new all the time. The more people that you go out with and paint with, the more techniques you'll learn, the more styles you'll see. And you can incorporate things that you like out of other people's works that you know, obviously not a friend of yours that you're like, oh, I'm going to do your exact style. Yeah. But like if you see something in a piece down the street, just like the way that they've done a line work or something like that, and you want to be able to incorporate it, just play around with it. I think just having fun with it is the best thing, and you know, it's always going to be a progress, and you'll slowly get better and better and better and better and learn new things. Just find some nice people. People are good.
Just believe in yourself, really, and start loving yourself. Even like, not even to. Actually, my message would be really, we need to start loving each other. Like it starts from yourself. So I'm also in this process where I'm starting to love myself more, because we are growing up in this society where nobody loves themselves. Not even my neighbor or my friend or my lover, whatever. It starts with yourself, that everybody is doing self-destructive things to themselves, even like smoking, drinking, having these addictions. It sounds cheesy, but it's really true. If we start loving each other and believing in yourself and don't comparing, that's the most important thing. Never compare yourself to anybody else. Never. That's the most essential part about this. Look for yourself. If you're getting jealous, then you need to understand yourself. Why are you jealous? Because of those factors, but why then do them yourself? So that's actually mainly the part about this. So you need to look for yourself, and then you can judge or do something about other people, you know, not really, you know. So start with yourself and believe in yourself, and then, yeah, that's it.
Pain a lot, just go and do it, you know, because, and of course it's also up to the aim you have, but really have to be about, it has to be about fun, having fun and expressing something. So I rather have 3 people doing ugly stuff, but you can really see that there's something, they wanted to express something, than like having copycats of like a million of writers, you know, and just have the same stuff that you see already a million again. So the advice would be like, just find your own voice, whatever it is, whatever you feel like saying, just go for it.
Take it to the top. That real shit. It's called hip hop. I put a lot into it. Hip hop. Take it to the top. That real shit. It's called hip hop. Ihr hört Platten von KRS und A Tribe Called Quest, and way back in the days waren Künstler live auf fresh. Früher ging man auch auf Jams, heute klickt man auf YouTube. Sieht den Artist nicht im Ganzen, nur als Konsumgut. Früher waren Tapes, heute MP3s über Bluetooth. Ich frag mich, ob der Fortschritt dieser Szene noch gut tut. Plattenläden können auf ihre Miete nicht zahlen, weil zu viele verächte Tonträger keine Liebe mehr haben. Vinyl ist nicht so eures, denn ihr findet's zu retro. Ich finde eure leblosen Innovationen geht so. Mir ist egal, ob du die Baggy mal tauscht gegen Röhrenjeans, doch ich will nur dreckigen Sound. Pop-Songs vermassen, dieser Schrott füllt die Kasten und ihr fresst diesen Scheiß, anstatt einfach zu lassen. Spart euer Geld, lieber cool, wie du siehst, warum schlechte Musik